Here's an upcoming project that I got. It's a convertible 1974 Caprice Classic Donk. It was being painted at the moment, but the owner pulled the shop off of it because he said they weren't doing a good job. He said it was like the door jambs. It was being sprayed with a house of color Cobalt blue. But he said once he started seeing them spray the paint on the actual exterior part, they started having runs in the paint, so he pulled them off of it. So then he had to pay somebody to go back and strip all the paint off. And you can see they done stripped it off besides the hood. And they actually used 320 to strip it off. 320 is actually the final sand for paint. So I'm gonna have to use maybe 180. I think I'll use 180 to get that primer some to bond to, because I'm gonna epoxy it. Then I'm gonna shoot some high build on it and re-block it before I start anything. Let me open up the deck lid. The owner said he done spent a lot of money for us getting the body straight. And I could tell, because the metal work look good, if you ask me. Which I don't know how it's gonna look once I put that primer on it, because you can't see no dents or nothing without no paint on it. But for us, the metal work, it look clean. And I got another hood over here, well, over there. I'll show it to you in a minute. Because you can see where they repaired this here, because the hinge, I guess it had a dent from the hinge. As you can see the body work. So he brought another hood over here, and he told me to pick either one of them, and I think I'm gonna go with the one that's already on there, because I don't know how this one will line up. He got an LS swap. It's a 5.7 Corvette engine. As you can see, it's got overspray everywhere. He wasn't happy with that neither. Ain't nothing I can do about that. But it's a 5.7 Corvette engine. Got the wheel wood set up. Let me crank it up for you so you can hear it. Like a throwing machine up front. Let me take you around back. Let me cut it off. I think they did a good job on the LS swap. But the owner, he had kept coming by, asked me, well, he was telling me he had a Donk that he wanted painted, which I don't really be trying to find work, but he kept coming by, so I decided to go ahead and take it, because he the type of customer, he said he was not in no rush, and I get to it whenever I get to it, so I like them customers there. Which I done had Donk maybe 6 months, maybe even longer. Which he don't bother me or nothing. He might come by when he in town just to hang out at the shop with me, watch me work, but other than that, he ain't been one of them customers that just in a rush. I be telling folks if they in a rush, they need to go to Mako somewhere, because you can't paint no car overnight. if you want it done right. I'm gonna take you inside and show you all the materials that he got. He had already had most of the material, but I bought some primer and I bought some epoxy, some high build, and some body filler. But he had already had this Kandy clear. He got House of Color Kandy. He got ALLKANDY wet for the clear. And he got Cobalt blue and Oriental blue. He wanted me to mix it up, so it's gonna be a custom mix. I'm gonna take you inside and show you everything. Before I go inside, let me show you these pieces here. I forgot to show them to you. These the bumper fillers. They're made out of fiberglass. I'm gonna have to repaint these also. They look like they're aftermarket from somewhere. Those are skirts. Alright, let's go inside. Here's all the material that the owner supplied. And this is what I got for him because he needed it. This is the epoxy primer. We're going to spray that first. This is the high build primer. We're going to spray that on top of it. Then we're going to do our body work. Then we're going to spray the sealer. He supplied the sealer. It's by House of Color. It's the KD 3000 gray. Then the base coat come next. He got Orion silver for his base. Looks like he got 4 quarts of that. Then the Kandy coat, he got Cobalt blue. It's mixed in this bucket here. I guess it's about this much in it. Then we got a Oriental blue. He want me to mix this Oriental blue with this Cobalt blue, so it's gonna be a custom mix. And this the reducer. 2 gallons of reducer and a quart. This some primer activator, high tech. He just had that in the box. And the clear coat, he got 2 gallons. One of them by House of Color. It's the USC 01 custom clear activator. Then he got some ALLKANDY wet here. This is the wet plus. Got a gallon of that. 2 things of activator. And what else we got? He had this in the box. This is some body prep solvent takeoff by Cobalt. He also got some dolphin glazing putty. It's gonna come in handy. Masking tape. Like I said, this was a good customer here. He supplied a lot of stuff that I didn't have to buy. The only thing I done bought so far is these 2 things here. The epoxy and the high build. Then he got some more sanding pads. I think these some sanding. Yeah, sanding pads also. And I think that's about it. As far as material, I got the body filler. It's in the house. And we're going to be starting on the body work real soon. So stay tuned. It's going to be plenty of videos to come.
Nobody really gave a damn about us. We never stopped. Right from the bottom to the top, from